Gibraltar's runway. All right, so we made it so far, discovering the Gibraltar area, which is the small piece of land where Spain stops and UK starts. This is a famous rock, loads of monkeys, military positions. You could already see some of the cannons up there. Right there, not on this camera, but we'll show you when we get closer. And now we're going to cross the runway, which is literally the airfield, where the plane brings the tourists right here. So you better run when they start landing. So basically, once you arrive, you pass the passport check, then, which is pretty smooth, at least, of course, season to season. Things change a lot in the summertime. This is probably chaotic, but for us, at this point today in winter season, it was really straightforward. Just check the passport, stamped, off you go. We'll see how easy it is to come back, but then once you pass, you'll see the airport, and then you continue. There'll be tourist guides that is there with bus, vans. I do this simply because they offer services, but they don't tell you there's a lot more as any of this type of touristic activity once you arrive anywhere in the world. So you can listen to what they have to pitch. It's a 30 euros to go around the rock, including all the major activities like this. Once you get to that gate right here, which is the entry fees of the park, or you pay 50 euros to go 50 pounds or 30 pounds, big difference. You pay 50 pounds to get on their buses, and then they do the tour with you. Up to you to decide. We're not going to test the bus today because we like to walk, but if you can't walk and this is the way to go, you could do that. Keep in mind there are other ways to go as well. Once you continue, you'll see cross the airfield as we just did, and then we enter the, I guess, old town relatively soon of Gibraltar itself. They have public buses, they have cable car as well. Public buses is mainly for the old town or bring you around the island itself, and the cable car will be to bring you up to the main viewpoint of the rock itself. Now, I'm pretty sure you'll still have to pay access to the park if you want to take the cable car plus the cable car, but let me reconfirm that later on in the video, because it would make sense, because once you're up there, then you can walk down, but you still have to pass through what they call the reserve to be able to get back down and exit Gibraltar. So most likely you'll still have to pay the 30 pounds to be able to access, but we'll get in that in a couple seconds or minutes. First thing, let's go to the old town. This small piece of land has a very interesting geopolitical context to it. It has a very interesting history to it, which is very linked to the Spanish Civil War. I'm not going to cover everything because this would make the video very long, but highly recommend you to give it a quick look, at least to understand a bit of the context of why England has still a territory right on mainland Spain, and the history that has made this place what it is, and also what continues to make this place what it is as well. There's a whole bunch of mixed Spanish, British, Moroccan, North African going on here, but this being the UK, literally. Right now, on paper, we are in the UK. Once you follow the streets that lead you to the old town, you'll eventually start seeing the old fortifications of the city. Some of what looks like this. And then you'll see the entrance to the old town. Possibly other entrances, but closer to the beginning of Gibraltar. This seemed to be the easiest one to start. This is the first layer of defensive walls, second layer of defensive walls, and then you enter the old town, which is definitely where you want to go to look at all the touristic things to do. This is bus stops here, bring you all across the, it's not an island, but I guess the area would be the right term, and then you enter right here through these doors. Boom! Welcome to the old town. Tower right up there is going to be the entrance to the reserve, and this is where we are going right now. So I'll give you a couple snapshots about the reality of the old town here. Of course, to be expected, this is all touristic, and this is why you come here too. So you got the nature reserve, which is going to have the monkeys, the World War II caves, defensive positions, military gun batteries, etc. And then you've got the touristic area, which is, everything a touristic area can offer. All the restaurants, the bars, souvenirs, and whatnot. And you'll find anything you find in the UK. It actually really does look like a mini UK, but technically it is. You'll find tobacco, alcohol, stuff to buy, coffees, Irish pubs, and the list goes on and on and on. This is going to be the main strip of the old town. Pretty much straightforward on the map one they give you once you arrive at the border. You'll see it's a green strip, and this will cover most of the main attractions of the old town itself. There are obviously some side streets to go from side left to right, as well as slightly upwards inside towards the elevated areas, but this would be the main commercial street. We're visiting right now in the months of February, so there is not that much people, which is very enjoyable considering the amount of shops there is. Oh shit, excuse me. The amount of shops there is, and the amount of commercial activity that occurs on this small piece of land. This must be absolutely packed with people, and good for the business, but definitely now is a great time to come in and enjoy it. It's a good temperature as well. Now we're getting closely out of the main town, and then we get to see the other. So all of these military statues that you see as we continue represents the history of Gibraltar with their different military episodes. It's a very military rich history here for many reasons. As I mentioned, highly recommend you to dig into it. There's a lot to talk about regarding taking the territory, holding the territory, the Spanish Civil War, the modern version of it later on too, and all of World War II as well. So lots to discover in terms of military history for those who'd be interested. Trafalgar Gates. Exiting the old town at the moment. Oh, who's this guy? This is probably a cannoneer. What's up, buddy? Cannoneer? That's awesome. Prince Edward's Gates. This is where you're going to start off your visit if you want to climb by yourself the Gibraltar mountain itself. Well, after hiking up the hill itself, in our case, now we've arrived at the entrance of the park. You can see this is the old Moorish castle, and you can see Gibraltar. We're basically here, the airstrip where you land as a tourist if you take the plane, and this is Spain right there, including part of the Costa del Sol, coast of the sun. So at the moment we have passed the front entrance here. This little small white little cubicle is going to be where you come and purchase tickets. £30. Remember, this is the UK, so £30 per person. It is expensive, but if you have a full day and you come here to have a lot of time, then definitely worth it. And then you have £22 per children if you're with here for the children itself. So it starts off directly as the World War II experience, the tunnels that they built regarding saving themselves from bombings here inside, and we will continue afterwards too. This is the famous entrance to the World War II tunnel as we start off here the visit. Don't know the whole full extension yet because of course we just entered. There's a lot of water dripping from everywhere. Holy shit. Oh, there's holes everywhere. Okay, and this is where it starts off. This is awesome. These are part of the defensive system of Gibraltar. All of this right here, Spitfire Hall. They actually have a real Spitfire. For those who know what this is, it's the famous World War II plane, the British plane that helped them win the war in the air against the Germans. There you go. So we're about to learn all about the history here, but you can see already, just as a demonstration, these soldiers are digging deep inside the rock, which is hilarious because right here you've got a pub, which is great. You come in a rock, which is a military defensive position, and there's a pub. Good old British pubs. Absolutely phenomenal. It's a museum. I'm a big fan of World War II, so not what happened, but the history of it. So that's really cool to come and get to see this part. Without giving you the tour of every single word that's written here, the rock is the key. I think that this resumes very well the reason why Gibraltar exists and why it's within the UK even up to this day. It's a strategic location at the gateway of both the Atlantic and Mediterranean, and controlling Gibraltar meant in World War II controlling access to the world's maritime routes. And then let me show you this map. For those who know the British battle against the Germans in Africa, from Gibraltar they can reach Africa as well. So right here is where we are, and then they could go all across the different territories to either get stuff or go towards military, munitions, etc. Plus a lot of USA, Canadian boats filled with merchandise would come to Gibraltar and then be sent to the different British forces that were trying to fight Rommel in Africa. And dedicated to all the Royal Engineers. This is not just World War II, of course. This is the Royal Engineers timeline of the Gibraltar Rock. They've been here since 1660. You can see it here. Canadians. Aha. The second Royal Canadian Engineer, photographed in Gibraltar. Canadian boys represent. This is the spy section, which is really fun. We won't have time today to stay here, but there's a lot of really awesome information here. That kind of talk sinks ship. Never mention sailing day cargo's destinations to anybody. This is propaganda to make sure not to have the enemy spies. This explains how the evacuation of the Gibraltar happened and all the civilians, where did they go? They went to Madeira, to Morocco, some to the United Kingdom, and some to Jamaica. Man, imagine arriving in Jamaica in 1940. It's a different Jamaica. Like, you're European, you arrive in Jamaica, you're like, well, what? This is the wrong boat. Nothing wrong with Jamaica, but the cultural gap, or the cultural shock for British to arrive there in 1940s, people didn't have the same education, they didn't know the same things. Arrive in Jamaica, it's like, god damn. Gunners. So this is some part of the cool stuff here. I guess this is all the gunners area. the artillery room and region.
Today, visitors can walk these very tunnels, stand with.
Well, this is much bigger than I thought. I thought it was only a room, but no, this continues. Man, we will not have enough time today to do the rest of the tunnels, but I just want to give you a little glimpse. Most likely in the summertime they open here. It's pouring water inside, as you can see. And let's go check this place out. It's all part of the defense system here. Whoa. Oh, this probably was a storage room where you used to have all kinds of military equipment. I will bring you back where they have a plane. They actually have a plane inside here, and they would keep these military equipments in the war. This is absolutely epic. This was the quarter barracks. They had at time 98% humidity. I'm going fast because we don't have a lot of time and we've got so much more to see on this rock, but it is really cool. They used to live here. Man, it's pouring rain right now inside. Think about it. Back in the days, no equipment, no fancy gear like I have, Gore-Tex, no nothing. Just wool and heavy duty stuff. And wow, this is so cool. The end of this is showing the end of the war, fortress at war, and 98% humidity. That's literally just water in the air. Not be very comfortable. It's huge, absolutely huge, and this is just one part of the tunnel. Monster, and it's huge, massive rooms. You'd think this is like not very wide, but no, these walls are I don't know how to say in English. There's basically separated rooms behind these walls. Crazy. Bro, yo. We just popped out on Jock's balcony. This gives you an absolute open view on part of Gibraltar. This is the airstrip field. There probably used to be guns here pointing out straight to the sea. I'm out of breath because I'm running inside that tunnel. This is epic. Soldiers put in their names here, and literally it's a fortress in a rock. Now you understand it better here. We came in from there. This is Spain, the border, inside the airfield, inside the rock, and now we're inside the rock. This is legendary. Honestly, so worth it. Just the World War II tunnel. I'm gonna have to come back. I mean, it's very close to where we are, so South Spain. This is very epic to be able to discover these tunnels. And that's going to be it for this part, folks, because it continues down here and we don't have any more time for the tunnel because I need to show you more on this island. Let's get to the next stop. Man, I've got this on my other camera, but just on the wrong setting. But the monkeys, man, the monkeys. Oh, little tick. Look at that. This is what we came here for mainly. They are so used to humans, they just don't care anymore. This is one of the very rare places where they have wild monkeys like this. I usually don't get close to wildlife like this, but they got close to us. I usually try to give them some space, but I mean, this guy literally is just crawling towards us and very close. His buddy just left up there as well. I mean, look at this. You know, so cute. I'm sure they can do some wild stuff. Yeah, his face is different. Yeah, they're all different.
This one has a darker face. It's a little bit more aggressive. The other one was more mild.
Incredible. There are more monkeys over there too. I mean, this is precious. This is really quite something. I believe this is a mom and her child, because she's a female and the other one is clearly a teenager. Not a baby anymore, but definitely a teenager. So doing monkey stuff, cleaning out each other. That's teamwork. Not every day. Not every day.
Les macaques canadiens.
Ah, c'est les autres macaques ici.
C'est les macaques canadiens.
Babe, not too close. Give them some space. Oh. Look at this little guy. He's the most athletic little thing out there. So cute. That's a male too. You could differentiate the males from the females by having the difference in their buttocks. There you go, the family clan. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful to see these creatures. So obviously the park rangers are feeding them, but they're feeding them carrots. We just saw this for the purpose of the video. Use kosher language. This absolute ... of a person feeding the monkeys chips. That's exactly how you kill wildlife, and that's why these guys are actually more evolved than us in many ways. Yeah, that's the buttocks of a female. She is relaxed right now. So this guy is taking all the ticks out of his girl. They're basically doing a butt massage. They've got quite funky butt, I have to say, if you want to look it up online. But look at her. Oh, she is so cute. She is just relaxed. Man, these things are absolute cuties. Look at that. She's just relaxed right there on the rock. Inspection time. Curing, taking care of yourself. It's like spa. They said downstairs that they love this temperature. Why? I don't know, but we should look it up. That's what the park rangers, or at least park people, said.
His leg, you see how he's sitting?
Yeah.
Like this?
I think this is the alpha male.
Yeah.
He's the big one.
The darker one.
He's dark one. He's got a massive pair of balls as well.
He's the biggest and the dark.
Yeah. Enough to make yourself jealous. We just found the devil's. C'est quoi? Devil's thumb? Devil's Gap artillery battery. I mean, look at this gun. This hits your boat, it's game over, baby. Game over. Man, extraordinarily impressive. And then you can see the view where the cannon is. Really fascinating, honestly. It's actually relatively pretty good shape. Think about it. That's quite impressive to shoot this cannon. Very impressive. I mean, war is not fun, neither cool, but just for the actual sake of shooting this, without the actual war idea behind, it must be quite a thrill, I have to say. There, another cannon battery there, and most likely down the road other cannon batteries. The Devil's Gap battery. So this is the Devil's Gap battery, and you can see here probably military cleaning stuff. This is where they used to keep the cartridges, and then from here they have the machine room here, and this machine room would send right there the cartridge shell lift. See, I knew it when I saw it. I knew it. The shell lift here, so the guys would have all the different shells stacked here, send it with the machine up towards the cannon, and then boom, a whole operation here. When this thing would go boom, that'd be quite impressive. Wouldn't want to be on the other side. There's two, so there's this one then further down, just over there, right here, not here, but up there, is another cannon. Same style of battery, same style of loading system. Whew. Well, we just made it down from the Devil's Path, and it's medium to hard depending on everyone's level. Slowly but surely inside the streets. It's very tiny streets here in Gibraltar, and then boom, you appear back on the main street. There you go. We made it to the main street. Congratulations, folks.
Yes.
Back from the jungle, back to civilization. It is going to be our time, folks, to start heading back. The weather is ramping up and the light is going down, so I hope you enjoyed to discover a bit of Gibraltar with me as well as us. And it is a really cool place. You've got to have time. Come here. It's a full day activity. We did it a short, brief, many reasons. But if you're gonna do up there, you can definitely walk. You could take the bus, but if you want to do a little bit of exercise, at least take the walking scenic route and give yourself a solid 6 hours to do all of the different World War II expositions, the military expositions, see the monkeys, see the views, the bridges, and just enjoy your time also walking, so you don't need to rush before nightfall as well. See you next time.